Rain-weary California continues to be plagued by landslides, sinkholes, and flooding. Tens of thousands of people are under evacuation orders tonight. More than 110,000 homes and businesses are now without power. At least 17 deaths have been blamed on the storms, which began late last month. Millions of people in California remain under some kind of weather alert tonight.
Now, one of them is our very own Tom Lydon. He joins us live from Mariposa County in central California. And so, Tom, I mean, it's just been relentless storms there, one right after the other. Just give us a sense of how you're all doing and dealing with the power outages.
Yeah. The situation is not great here, but it is not life-threatening by any means. In the last 20 days, we have had 18 days of rain, 18 days out of 20. And at times, like last night, the rain was just torrential. It was coming down in sheets. Right now, we have a bit of a reprieve. Today, the power was out for about 6 hours. That's pretty routine. PG&E, they're really trying hard, but they just can't keep up with it because some of the wind gusts that we're talking about here are up to 40 miles an hour. And we have oak trees that have been severely weakened by about 10 to 15 years of severe drought, epic drought. And now, of course, we have epic floods. Went out today, shot some video. What I believe you're looking at is the Chowchilla River. I've been coming here, my family's from here, and I've been coming here since I was a little kid. And I've never seen the rivers like this. In fact, usually, even in the spring, these are just little creeks. And today, they were rushing rivers. About a half dozen roads are out. That's a concern, including a road right down here from us. But the biggest concern is that oak fire that I mentioned. Back in July, about 20,000 acres burned. 120 homes were destroyed. That is what we call burn scar around here. And when the rain hits that, you can have mudslides, you can have rock slides. Right now, Mariposa, and to give you a fix, Mariposa is right outside Yosemite National Park and right above the San Joaquin Valley. Because of this rain, we've had rock slides. The main route into Yosemite is blocked because of rock slides. I saw some rock slides today, and those are terrifying, by the way, if you're on a two-lane highway and you have rock slides. But the biggest concern, I really want to emphasize this, the biggest concern right now is down the San Joaquin Valley. All the water I saw today from the Chowchilla River, from Bear Creek, that is all going down to the San Joaquin Valley. We're talking Merced, which has had evacuations, lots of homes flooded down there. There's a tiny little town called Planada, super cute. That town has been completely devastated by floods. You're talking knee-high and waist-high water. Really tremendous problem. California right now is talking about $1 billion in damage, their first $1 billion disaster. And so far, about 17 deaths have been reported around the state. It's bad. You know, they say it never rains in California, and when it does, it pours, and it has been pouring.
Tom, quickly on that note, we've been talking about this with Ian Leonard. Those of us in the Midwest would look at California and go, well, you know what, maybe there's a silver lining with the drought here, but in reality, it's not so much the case with the amount of rain you're getting, correct?
It helps. It's 147% of snowpack in the Sierra Nevada. That really helps. But, you know, this rain is melting a lot of that snow. So what's happening is we're getting an early melt. That is not good. But you're talking about, 15 years of drought. You are not going to make up for that in a single event or even concurrent events. I mean, we'll see, right? We'll see how long this lasts. You know, it's funny. In the middle of the summer, last summer, 110-degree temperatures, 115, the Los Angeles Times had this big takeout on atmospheric rivers. And most people said, atmospheric river, I'd never heard of such a thing. And I thought that's really something to have that during a drought, to come out with a story like that. And lo and behold, we get the atmospheric river, the Pineapple Express, you name it. We are now talking about record rains that they have to go back to 1861 to talk about, relevant records. I mean, it's crazy.
You know, Tom, it's so hard for us to really wrap our heads around the scope of this in California right now. And, we're just seeing the headlines and the video, but what is it like living there? And, what is the mood of the people? And there's really no end in sight for this. And I just can't imagine living through it day after day.
Yeah. What I compare it to, it really feels a lot like the Grand Forks. What happened in Grand Forks, was that 20 years ago?
97.
That's the kind of, Was it 17?
1997.
Some of the roads I saw that had literally buckled up and the water had come up from under them. I hadn't seen anything like that since Grand Forks. But I think it's interesting, and I think television is interesting in this way. When you see disasters all around, you can think it's a total disaster zone. The vast majority of Californians are living their life. This is a pain in the neck, but they're going about their lives. The problem spots are really very specific. And again, I don't want to say Mariposa disaster. I mean, it's really down to San Joaquin that I think they're having most of the troubles. Places like Santa Cruz are really terrible. On the coast, it's also a really terrible story. So the problems are really in specific areas. I would say most of the state is going about its business. That doesn't mean it's not serious. That doesn't mean 17 people haven't lost their lives. Doesn't mean there's not $1 billion in damage. But perspective-wise, I think most Californians are going about their lives, wearing raincoats, which is something unusual.
All right.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, stay well, Tom.
Yeah, it's really good to see you, and it's great to have an update from you. And, we're thinking about you and your family right now, okay?
Thank you very much. Good to see you guys.